Hi there, everybody. I'm recording this video to walk you through the steps to take a digital image from someplace like either Google or your Chromebook's webcam and turning that image into a button. To do that, you will need our digital button blank template, which I've shared with you in the Google Classroom. So if you're not already in the Google Classroom, you're going to want to navigate there, click on the Classwork tab, where you'll see I've shared recently with you an assignment called Digital Button Blanks. It's a Google drawing sheet. If you open that Google drawing sheet, you will be opening up your own copy of the template. So I will have access to it for printing purposes, but nobody else will be able to see what you put in here other than myself, and nobody will be able to manipulate your images, just you. This is what the template looks like. You can see that it has these circle shapes already embedded into the template. You'll see that there's a larger circle here and then a smaller circle here. So my button maker works like this. We have to punch out a circle the size of this large circle, but your image needs to fit within the smaller circle so that it can be seen on the button, and none of the image gets crimped around to the back of the button, obscuring some of the image. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through how to find an image and then paste it into this circle using a couple of cool tools here in the Google Drawings program. It's as simple as this. Find an image from either Google, or you could take a photo if you wanted with your Chromebook's webcam, and then copy and paste that image here into the drawing. I've done that already with a little smiley face, so I'm just going to go Control V. I'm going to paste that image in. Now this is a circular shaped image, so it'll fit in here quite nicely, though not quite perfectly. I'm going to show you how to resize the image and edit it if need be so that it fits exactly within this smaller area, so that we can turn it into a button. First thing I want to do is I want to crop the image, meaning I'm going to cut off some of the information that I don't want to be part of the button. Maybe you have a really large image and you don't need it all to be on the button, or you want to only focus on a small portion of the image. You can do that easily by cropping. If you double click on the image, you'll see now you have a black box around your image with these little sliding controls here, which will allow you to make the image either bigger or smaller. Okay, you can see like so. The only problem is this is a square and we want it to be round. We can do that by coming up here to our tools bar where it says crop image. You see it's highlighted there in blue. Clicking on this drop down arrow, I can click shapes and I can select the oval right here. Okay, so now I can crop this image as an oval. Unfortunately, that can be a little challenging to do it by hand to get it to be the exact right size and shape to fit perfectly onto our button. But I've got a trick for that. We can instead go here where it says Format Options, go to Size, and we can now change the size of our oval to be exactly the correct size for our button. That size is 2.38 inches, and we're going to want to do that for both the width and the height of our oval. Okay. Now I have, close that. Now I have a little oval here that if I click off of, you can see is now the exact same size that I need it to be. Now it can be a little challenging to grab, your image. So if I move it over here, if I double click on the image, I can now move the image behind the crop so I can get it exactly the right size. If I do that, and if I do that, well, now I've got a pretty good looking circle. Okay, so you might have to move your image slightly to get it exactly where you want it. That looks pretty good. And if I click on it again and go to Format Options once again, you can see the correct size has been, kept for my button here. So 2.38 inches in the width as well as the height. Now, if I take this image and I just lay it over top, right inside that center circle, that'll be the image that appears on my button. So now I've got a cool little smiley face button. Okay, now that's a circular shaped image, so it was a little easier to do. If I don't have something that's already shaped like a circle, I can still do that same trick. Let's say I wanted to do a picture of a pug or something like that. Right? So I'm gonna just copy this image. You can do that with your Chromebook as well. I'm gonna go back to the button blank template here. I'm gonna paste that image in, and you can see, like we suspected, it doesn't quite fit. Way too big, it's not a circle, we gotta fix it. So again, those steps are double click on the image. You will see it's highlighted now in black. That's my crop tool. Going up here next to the blue crop tool that's been highlighted, I can select the drop-down menu, go to shapes, select the oval shape, and then remember, format options 2.38 will make a cropped window exactly the size that I need it. Now for this image, you can see if I move my little pug here, he's still a little too big for a button, although that would make a pretty adorable little button. I simply click on the image. You can see it kind of shadowed behind my crop window. If I change the size of the original image, I can now move it around so it better fits within that viewing window of 2.38 inches. Now let's say I wanted my little pug's face to fit kind of perfectly in there. I would just resize the image until it was exactly where I wanted it. Click off, and that's my little pug button. If I drag this whole thing now over to my next blank template, slide it right on top where it belongs, inside that center circle, boom. It's that simple. Okay, play around with this a little bit and see if you can work on resizing found images to fit within that center circle. Again, the measurements are 2.38 inches in both the height and the width of your image, and then make sure that it fits perfectly in the center of your button blank using that center circle there. And then I will take care of the printout, you will take care of the cutout, and then making it into a button. It's really simple. All right, hope you found that helpful. If you have questions, raise a hand. I will come over and help you.